Hello, people of Earth. I've been waiting to say that for a long time. So, the reason I'm making a video tonight is because I am going to read a few paragraphs from my chapter in Unstoppable, which is the book that I wrote with Elite Foundation. It's a collaborative book. This is actually my second one writing with Elite Foundation. And my chapter is called Shatterproof in the Eye of the Storm. So, excuse me, I'm getting over walking pneumonia. So, that was a horrible cough. I probably should pause and start over, but I've already done that too many times. So, I'm just going to go with it. All right, Shatterproof. So, this is like from the middle of my chapter. Not knowing what was happening to my son, except that he was in good hands and God was there. I got on my plane and again was enveloped in waves of peace and slept. Upon landing, I turned airplane mode off and immediately received multiple messages telling me that AJ had suffered a massive hemorrhagic stroke and was in a medically induced coma until they could get him stable. I was to call the social worker to arrange to make medical power of attorney decisions and that his dad was holding the role until I arrived. With a 3-hour layover and this news, I was stunned. How does one act in this type of experience? I didn't know. What I thought I knew was crumbling into a heap of fear and dread on the floor. As I stumbled through the airport, heartbroken and alone, I heard a voice. It sounded far away, but it stood out above everything else there. And at that moment, I knew I had to get to that man. Think a preacher voice, southern accent, authoritarian yet comforting, and it belonged to a tall man talking on his phone. I walked right up to him. With tears in my eyes and trembling in my voice, I stated, "My son has suffered a massive hemorrhagic stroke from a drug overdose. Can you pray with me?" "Yes, dear one," he said in his deep voice. As he began to pray, I watched people continue to join us. It was unbelievable the amount of people who surrounded us. God had sent me an army. His voice was loud, commanding, and loving all at the same time, and it left no room for anything other than faith and belief in something bigger than us, right here, right now. As it turned out, our layover changed to a cancellation due to a mechanical issue. The airline was to put us up in a hotel, and as we stood in line to make arrangements for the next day's flight, I received the news that I wouldn't be able to fly home until late the next night. That was not acceptable, I told the agent. My son has just had a stroke, and I can't stay here. I must go to him. A gentleman tapped me on the shoulder. It turns out he was an ambassador from another country, heading into Washington, D.C. for an important meeting, and he asked me if he could bless me with his first-class ticket out in the early flight, and that he would take mine. God kept sending people to comfort and assure me of his presence. So that is what I wanted to read to you today. If you want to know the first part of the story and the ending, you're going to have to get the book. So you can get the Kindle version actually today. But let's see, our virtual book launch is not till Saturday. Several people have already registered for that, and I'm not sure if there's any slots left, but you can try. I can put those, if I can figure out how to do it, those links in the description, and you can attend. Otherwise, you can go to Amazon and buy the book. It's called Unstoppable, and it's from Elite Foundation. Or you can contact me whenever the paperback comes out, probably in about 21 days or so, for a signed copy. So we are partnering with Elite Foundation, telling our story so that others can feel safe and knowing they're not alone in the world. We're giving a voice to the voiceless and fighting human trafficking, helping the victims to heal, find a new normal. So we're helping change the world. If you'd like to be a part of that, buying our books is one way you can do that. In this book, there are, I think, 28 authors. Yeah, I think 28 authors, and they're not all survivor stories like mine is. Some of them are life and business, and they're just a bunch of great stories from people. So, there you go. Unstoppable, my chapter. If you get the Kindle version, it doesn't say my name in there. However that all works out. on my chapter, but it does say Shatterproof in the Eye of the Storm. Thanks for listening. Have a blessed day. Bye.